Under the sun, it will be Justin Fan to field it at the 12-yard line. To the near side he comes, cuts it back toward the middle and is wrapped up at the 25-yard line. Tackle made on the play by Jonathan Dyer. Let's take a look at the offense for the Spartans. Rob Kuda under center. His offensive line that has been named to the D3Football.com Team of the Week once this year as Gage Blair at center, Ryan Merlau at left tackle, Ryan DeMarinis at left guard, Dante Capiccioni at right guard, Steve Bocci at right tackle, Justin Fan, Brendan Lynch the wideouts, and Jacob Burke is the running back. They'll go 4 wide here and hand it off to Burke up the middle. And Burke gets a few, he's out to the 30. So this drive started on the 26-yard line by the Spartans. And a short 4-yard gain there for Case to start it off. Second down and 5 to go. They give him 5 yards on the rush. Shotgun snap, 4 wide, 1 on the near side for Case. Burke, the lone man in the backfield. Kuda looking left to Lynch, dove and couldn't get it. It'll be incomplete. Defense for the Tartans. Up front, Jack Fagan, Jacob Bartel, Brian Corey on the line. Linebackers Kyle Britton, Stan Bickledge, Sam Rylowitz, and Quentin Wolf. And the DBs, Aaron Watson and Jelani Parrish are the corners. Samer Abdelmadi and Jacob Jansen, the safeties. Another 4 wide set, 3 on the far side for Kuda. Third down and 5 after the incomplete. Dropping back Kuda, stepping up and running with it. He's got enough for the first down out to the 40, and the ball is loose as he goes down at the 42, but he picks it right back up. A first down run for Kuda.
You know, we've talked about this time and time again, Andrew. Rob Kuda just doesn't hide the fact that he's running the football, but the Tartans still couldn't stop him. That's how efficient that play is.
Kuda now hands off Burke up the middle and with space. Burke across midfield, a first down out past the 45.
Yeah, Burke's got to be one of their most improved players. Just 9 carries in his first year. Now he has become the workhorse of this offensive running game.
To the Tartan 43, another handoff up the middle to Burke on the draw, and he gets past the 40 out to the 37.
You know, he's approaching 1,000 yards. Only needed 23 rushing yards to become the 6th Spartan rusher with 1,000 yards, and the first since Brandon McDowell in 2003. He's just about at that mark as we speak.
We'll keep tabs on that. Second down and 5. They spot the ball at the 38-yard line. The Spartans driving quickly. Little motion up front. Looks like a blitz coming from the Tartans. And off to Burke again, off right tackle, inside the 30 and brought down. Dual tackle, Samer Abdelmodi and Kyle Britton on the stop. It'll bring up first down from the 29.
Just so effective in between the tackles and bowling over guys in the secondary.
They keep running with him out to the 20 and another almost first down. Tackle made by Julian Nelson. They're on the 20, it's a 9-yard gain.
And this is a Spartan offense that is built on rhythm and tempo. Jacob Burke off to a fantastic start on this first drive.
Now Aaron Aguilar in the backfield. Burke over the 1,000-yard mark. There's the handoff. Aguilar, his first action today. Tartans think the ball is loose. They think they have it inside the 20. Looks like the Spartans retain possession. Aguilar in his first carry fumbled it. They'll bring up third down and 1.
Yeah, we're not going to see where the ball would have popped out, but based on the reaction from the Tartan front 7, it looked like the ball definitely was jarred loose at some point, but luckily Case was able to get it back.
Third and 1 to go from the 20. 4 wide set. They keep running it, and it's loose again. Fumbled handoff. Kuda lost it, couldn't find it. And who has it at the bottom of the pile? It's near the first down marker. Spartans seem to have it. Questions, where's the spot? It was an option read. And there was some miscommunication between Kuda and Aguilar as to who was going to get it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Andrew, that's a rarity for the Spartans to fumble the ball even one time. I mean, if it's one thing that this running game has done such a good job of, besides rushing yards, is protecting the football. But to see that on back-to-back plays, it's definitely not something that you see every day.
Looks like we're going to get a chain gang measurement here. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. It was on the 20 with 1 to go. So if it's short, it's by inches. Under 12 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Opening drive of the game, and it's a first down for Case. Not exactly the way they drew it up. On third down, back-to-back fumbles on a handoff and then on a option read. They get the first. Now Jeffrey Brown Jr., the junior out of Fairfield, California, into the game at running back. First down, 10 to go from the 19. Kudu has been banged up a little bit. Will hand that one off to Brown on almost another fumbled handoff. Julian Nelson on the tackle after a gain of almost 5 inside the 15.
You know, Jeffrey Brown in his third year out of Fairfield, California, hasn't gotten too many carries, but when he is on the field, he will make the most of them. A very sure and steady running back to give Jacob Burke a little bit of a breather from time to time.
4 wide, near side, it's Spitali, far side, Tulloch. Span on the far side, Lynch on the near side as well. There's the handoff to Brown, fumbled it but got it back and powers his way to the 11-yard line. It'll bring up third down.
Well, the Spartans have been running the ball so often in between the tackles. It's good to see him shake it up a little bit and get to the outside. A little bit of a juggling action there by Brown. He recovers and gets it close to the 10-yard line. So the Spartans looking to do a little bit more damage on the outsides and try to run the ball that way.
3rd and 2 from the 11 on a bit of an unsteady drive for the Spartans with fumbles, but still they have the ball and they're driving inside the red zone. Motion Brown, Kuda, pressure coming, dumps it off over the middle. That's a touchdown for Spitali. Joey Spitali coming over the middle, and the Spartans on top.
And I tell you what, Rob Kuda has had a lot of weapons emerge throughout the course of the season, and Joey Spitali is leading that surge. I mean, this is a good sacking defense for the Tartans, but Kuda does the job, avoids the pressure, puts the soft touch on the ball, and Spitali with a clear path to the end zone for 6.
His second TD of the 2016 season, 19th passing touchdown by Kuda, and it's 7-0 thanks to Ben Carneal's point after touchdown. 10:15 left to go in the first quarter. A drive that took over 4 minutes has the Spartans on top.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
Spartans up 7-0 after the touchdown pass from Rob Kuda to Joey Spitali. 11-yard strike to finish off a 12-play drive that started on the Spartans' own 26. Jackson Kolderup to kick it off. It is fielded at about the 10-yard line by Rory Hubbard. He gets it out to the 30. Rory Hubbard is the backup running back behind Sam Benger, who will be the feature in this Carnegie Mellon offense. Alex Klein is the quarterback, Benger the leading rusher, Garrett Strobel, John Prather, and Matt Forjan, the wideouts. The offensive line, Tyler Eckler, the left tackle, W. Tyler Reed, the left guard, Joe Levy subbing in at center for Benjamin Almack, Luke McDonald is the right guard, and Luke Neely, the right tackle. First play from scrimmage, it's a fumble by Carnegie Mellon, and CMU will retain possession. Second down and a loss of 1.
You know, they said that he was down before the football came out, and I think ball security already being an issue a little bit for Carnegie as well, so that has bit both teams in the side.
Klein dropping back, looking to the right, and a poor pass intended for Garrett Strobel falls incomplete. Spartans Setting up third down now. Let's take a look at the defense. Cameron Brown, Ian Henderson, Tyler Doty on the line. Linebackers Shannon Demery, Justin McMahon, David Treganza, and Alex Habib. The cornerbacks, Nick Kwan and Adrian Cannon. The safeties, Patrick Crossy and Dan Fabiniak. Spartans loading the box. Klein, play action. Looking left, pass caught, first down out to the 40. Dumped out to Alex Miller, who usually feature out of the backfield.
And I think that the Spartans are going to load that box despite the fact that Klein loves to go with that shotgun formation just because of the danger of Sam Benger, one of the best backs in the conference. They have to keep a couple extra bodies on him or he will break loose, but Klein did an excellent job to find the open man for the Tartan first down.
Chasing records is Benger, 98 yards from the all-time CMU rushing record. It stands at 4,183. They pass it off to the left. It's going to be another first down. Gang tackle across midfield. And getting up from the pile is the receiver Matt Forjan, subbing in for Tommy Mansfield today. Back-to-back first downs. It's out to the Case 46-yard line.
And just before the shot came into the picture there, Forjan got just one little step on Nick Kwan, and Kwan's been one of their better defensive coverers for the quarterback. 3 interceptions on the year.
Motion coming. It's Rory Hubbard on the end around. And he'll get about 4 yards inside the 45 out to the 42 or 43. Set up second down.
And the shotgun formation, Andrew, really puts you in a good position to run those run-around type plays. So I think that when the Spartans looked at the film earlier this week, they were going to be prepared for those types of plays.
Benger in the backfield still. Forjan, along with Zach Cree and William Richter, the wide receivers. Here's the handoff. Benger trying to shift around a couple tackles, but he's wrapped up after a short gain. Maybe 1 yard on the play before he was taken down by Ian Henderson. Third down coming up.
On third and short, I mean, you have a pretty darn good idea of who Carnegie Mellon is going to go with. It's the third-year man from Hingham, Massachusetts, Banger back there. I expect the Spartans to once again load the box in that 3-4 solid defense.
Second in Division III is Mr. Benger in points per game, 4th in all of the nation in rushing yards this year. Fake handoff by Klein, stepping up and sacked. Credit Alex Habib on the first touch, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And I'll tell you what, Sam Benger, they used him as a pass blocker this time, and he held his block for just a minute. You just see it right there in the picture, but he doesn't hold the block long enough, and the pressure comes from the outside, and Klein eventually goes down, and the Spartans doing their best sack artist impression right here, sacking the quarterback on third down, forcing a punt.
Well, now back onto the field comes the punter Tyler Coleman, one of the best in the nation. Ranked 6th in D3 in punting, 43.5 yards per punt average this year. And we've got a flag on the play coming from the back judge. Justin Fan is back to receive. And it is going to be a delay of game on Carnegie Mellon to set them back.
Andrew, this is also kind of, we talked about the gray areas many times over. This is still kind of a gray area for the Tartans too, to try to give them a little bit more room to work with.
New special teams unit for the Spartans. John McKelvey joins Justin Fan back there. McKelvey, the grad student and transfer for the University of Minnesota. We'll let that one go into the end zone for a touchback. 6:15 left to go in the first quarter. Spartans up 7-0 over Carnegie Mellon, and it will be Rob Kuda and company to take over the ball once again. Not a bad drive last time for the Spartans. They drove on 12 plays from their own 26 to get it all the way to the end zone. It's Kuda to Spitali. Spitali's second TD of the year, and now Kuda back under center from the Spartans' own 20. Gonna drive 80 yards this time. Kuda drops back, Looking over the middle, pressure coming, he'll scramble and has some room. Out to the 30, pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Samer Abdelmadi will get credit for the tackle, but it's a Spartan first down thanks to Kuda.
Now that obviously was not a planned run by Rob Kuda and company, but he just takes what the defense gives him, and you just have to have a couple linebackers eyeing him down, because if he breaks free, he's going to do some damage.
4 wide set, 3 on the far side. The running back is Burke. Kuda looking left, throwing left, too tall for Lynch. Coverage on that play coming courtesy of the linebacker Kyle Britton.
And that is a man that the Tartans know that they have to put a body on. One of the top targets in the conference in senior year, Brendan Lynch, the 4th 1,000-yard receiver that the Spartans have had in their school history. So he has really had one heck of a season with Kuda throwing the ball to him.
Kuda gonna rush this time up the middle. A delay for Kuda, and he's near the first down marker. Tackle made by Brian Corey. Big, strong, quick senior out of Davenport, Iowa, but he couldn't stop Kuda from getting the first down.
The blocks just fell into place right there. Great job by the O-line.
Up the middle, they go with it again near midfield. Not a whole lot to be had there, but enough for Jacob Burke to get him to the 49. It's about a 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 to go. Clock ticking to 5 minutes left in quarter number 1. Spartans up 7-0. A victory today earns them a share of the PAC title with Thomas More. It earns them an outright UAA championship and likely an NCAA playoff berth, as well as a win in the 31st Academic Bowl against the Tartans. Rush coming, pass out to the near side, incomplete, looking for Spitali. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, Kuda hasn't been able to connect on many passes thus far early in the game, but the good news for the passing game thus far is the protection from the offensive line has been terrific. The guards, DeMarinis and Capiccioni, giving Kuda a lot of room to throw the football. Hasn't been able to hook up with too many other than the Spitali touchdown, of course, but Kuda will eventually get in his rhythm, assuming that blockage from the O-line holds up.
3rd and 5 to go near midfield. Spartans have 2 first downs on the drive. Kuda dropping back, looking near side, caught by Lynch. Another Spartan first down across midfield. Jelani Parrish on the tackle, but not before Lynch gets across the sticks.
Perfect window thrown by Kuda there.
And a short gain up the middle. Jacob Burke once again. 2nd down to go. 6 to go.
And sometimes, Andrew, just one pass completion with a guy like Lynch, that can do the trick and do the deed for Kuda to really get in his passing rhythm, and the same thing with Lynch in terms of getting into his spot where he wants to be. So, that one pass, even though it only resulted in a couple yards, that can really heat you up a little bit.
From the 38 of the Tartans, Case Western Reserve University driving again. Kuda stepping up, lots of pressure, somehow evades it, rolls, throws deep, and touchdown! Once again, Joey Spitali and Kuda. Unbelievable how he got out of that one, but a flag on the play, back in the defensive secondary.
That was Rob Kuda Houdini on that play. I mean, this is one of the best defenses in the league in terms of pressure, but not good news.
Coming back.
Case Western Reserve there.
Ineligible man downfield on the Spartans.
And this is a team that averages upwards of almost 4 sacks a game, but Kuda able to escape the pressure. That is a heck of an individual effort there by Rob Kuda.
They are among the best in the nation, 10th in D3 with 3.78 sacks per game and leading the pack. 2nd and 6 from the 42 after the penalty. Well, it was fun to watch, but it didn't count. Aguilar in the backfield. Spitali does not have his second touchdown yet, but they will throw to him near side here on the screen, and he'll get nothing. Wrapped up, maybe a loss of 1. Spartans looking for the flag after Brian Corey drove Spitali after the whistle. 3rd down, and no gain on the play. They'll spot it again at the 42.
Well, the Spartan fans probably weren't thrilled with what happened once the play was over, but I mean, from a textbook perspective, you really can't play a bubble screen much better than Carnegie did on that play, just making sure that receiver had no room to run once he caught the pass.
3rd down and 10 to go. Dropping back Kuda. Pass over the middle, tipped but caught. Still going to be short. Justin Fan has it at the 34-yard line. They will, looks like, keep the offense on the field. So you got kind of middle of nowhere territory.
Yeah, Lynch was the intended target here, but Fan just ended up being at the right place at the right time. And I'll tell you what, if the Spartans get in a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, I don't think they're going to hesitate here today with this offense that averages over 500 yards a game.
You got 4th and 2 here. Spartans up 7-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. That's Aguilar in the backfield. Kuda to the right. Blanket coverage on Spitali. No flag. Incomplete, and a turnover on downs. Pretty good coverage there that time by the Tartans. Quentin Wolf was the man all over Spitali.
Yeah, I think you just had a bigger body. Anytime you get a linebacker on Brendan Lynch, that's just, more body to try to throw the football around. But Wolf, just did what he needed to do and stood in the way of the pass. And, the Spartans offense has to come back to the sideline.
So CMU ball, under 2 minutes left to play in quarter number 1. 31st Academic Bowl. Carnegie Mellon leading the Academic Bowl series 16-14. Won last year to snap an 8-game winning streak in the rivalry by the Spartans. There's Benger again out to the right. Gets to the 40 before he's tripped up by Adrian Cannon.
Yeah, it's going to be so critical to slow Benger down, because if you take him out of the game, then you force the Carnegie Mellon passing offense to beat you, and that is definitely who you would rather take a gamble on, because you can see just how speedy and swifty that Sam Benger is at 5'8", 185.
Had a big role last year in their win over Case, 237 yards and a touchdown. Goes up the middle there, out to the 42-yard line to set up 3rd down.
Yeah, this is really a matchup of 2 heavyweights here. I mean, Benger, one of the top rushers in the league. Spartans, one of the top rushing defenses in the league, with all of those guys that just slow down the run. Your Cameron Browns, your Ian Hendersons, your Justin McMahons. I mean, they just play stout run defense, and it's going to be a challenge for Benger and company to run the ball.
Benger will run it out to the right, off right tackle, and a 1st down. Boy, he is so fast, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, probably the quickest player on the field. And the other thing that helps too, Andrew, is you got 3 seniors on the offensive line, and that time running behind the senior right tackle, Luke Neely, 6'5", 220. That is no small tackle by any means.
Even with the freshman at center today, Joe Levy replacing the sophomore Benjamin Almack, running game hasn't been affected. Klein looking to the left, caught by Hubbard, but he falls down, and that's going to be a pretty sizable loss. Set up 2nd down.
Yeah, I tell you what, big-time responsibilities falling on the freshman out of Northbrook, Illinois, Joe Levy, the backup left guard, sliding over to center. And, hopefully for him, he took as many reps in practice behind center as he could. And, I mean, the shotgun is a little bit of a different beast and a different animal than it is to be under center.
Timeout by Carnegie Mellon, and you talk about injuries so far by Carnegie Mellon this year, and it's been a team that's been bitten a few times. They've got some guys out. Benjamin Almack, we talked about before. Tommy Mansfield, the wide receiver, out as well, among others, and we'll touch on that when we come back. Spartans with a 7-0 lead over Carnegie Mellon at the end of quarter number 1.
To choose from, there's something for everyone to love at Dave's Cosmic Soaps. Meat lovers, vegetarians, and everyone in between agree that our freshly baked bread, high-quality ingredients, and homemade sauces make us the best in Cleveland. Come on into Dave's Cosmic Subs Coventry to experience legendary subs in a cosmic atmosphere. And don't forget, we deliver. It's as easy as dialing 216-320-0330. Be the hit of the party. Order Dave's.
End of one quarter of play from Case Western Reserve University's DeSanto Field. Andrew Luftglass here with you, along with Eddy Jansen. A 7-0 lead for Case at the end of one. Alex Klein will lead Carnegie Melon back on the field from their own 43 and driving. But second and long to go. Second and 15 after a large loss on a pass in the backfield to Rory Hubbard. Klein dropping back, stepping up over the middle, pass caught across midfield, and a first down inside the 30. John Prather, a guy who Coach Rich Lackner says understands how to get open, and he had just a step on the DB to get it out to the 27.
He's having an outstanding year in his third year. 51 catches, 833 yards, 7 touchdowns. Those are very respectable numbers for a number one receiver. Nothing too extraordinary there, just a crossing route, and it gets the job done for 25 plus.
Handoff Benger, off to the left, a short gain to the 26. Well, you talked about John Prather. He's one of a few guys who are chasing records. Already holds a record for CMU, broke the single season receptions record last week. He's currently second on the single season reception yards list, and needs 122 to set that record today.
And Andrew, the scary thing is he still has another year. This is only his third year, so he's going to be doing even more damage come the 2017 season.
Same thing with Sam Benger, who is toppling records as well. Fake handoff to Benger. Klein out to the right. There's Prather again. Juggled it and incomplete. He had it for a second, but Patrick Crossy swatted it away.
What a great week last week Patrick Crossy had. 13 tackles, and it's not every week that you're able to win the PAC Defensive Player of the Week and the PAC Rookie of the Week in the same week. So he was really the Spartans MVP in last week's game, and here he did it again. I thought that was going to be a catch coming to the near side, but he just able to knock it away at the last minute.
He had it. Prather had it. Crossy came over top. 3rd and 2. Pressure coming, and Klein hit from behind. Ball loose. It looked like Carnegie Mellon had it at the bottom of the scrum, but it'll still set up 4th down, even if a man in white came up with it.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Alex Klein is going to be one sore quarterback after this bruise. We're going to get a look at it right here. Just totally blindsided by the pressure from the secondary. That's the one and only Nick Kwan, the senior, delivering a big blow. No way Alex Klein was going to be able to hold on to the ball since he wasn't able to feel or hear or see the pressure coming from behind him. So that will result in a fumble almost 100% of the time.
4th and long. 4th and 13 from the 31, but Carnegie Mellon going to go for it. Offensive coordinator Andy Helms in his 3rd season keeps the men in white on the field. Pass out to the right. It's caught, but nowhere near a first down. So it'll bring up a turnover on downs. Catch was made by Matt Forjan, but wrapped up short of the sticks, and it's Spartans' ball once again.
I love the fact that the Spartans continue to dial up pressure. Sometimes, Andrew, it's a little bit tempting in a 4th down and long situation to, pad the defensive pass coverage a little bit, but the Spartans said, no way, Jose. They're going to keep coming after Klein and company, and the pressure really paid off, forcing an early throw.
So this drive starts with 13:08 on the clock in the second quarter. Kuda from his own 21. Spartans up 7-0 over Carnegie Mellon. Kuda drops back. Good protection. Rolling out. Throwing off his back foot. A jump ball, and it is incomplete. Near midfield in search of Hunter Tulloch, but knocked away. Jacob Jansen, the safety in coverage. 2nd down and 10. Kuda with 5 wide and an empty backfield after Jacob Burke had done so much running in the first few series. Now Kuda will rush himself and gets about 2 or 3 on the play. Stanley Beckledge stepping up to help make that tackle.
Well, and with that formation, it really draws a lot of attention away from Rob Kuda, especially with a guy like Lynch, the guy that's the furthest away from the formation. He's in the slot this time, but really giving Kuda a lot of room to run, but a good job by the front 3 by the Tartans.
Kuda once again dropping back, throws to Lynch and caught short of the sticks. Only out to the 25, and it'll bring up 4th down. So the punt team comes on the field after a very quick 3 and out, and that is the first 3 and out by either side. Jacob Burke, who was on the sidelines for that series, offensively at least, will come out and punt it away.
And it feels like the first 3 and out that the Spartans have had in the last several weeks with the offensive efficiency that they have been rolling with.
William Richter is back to receive the punt from Burke. 3rd in the pack in net punt yards, and Jacob with a high one to Richter, who calls for the fair catch at the 36-yard line. Carnegie Mellon back on the field. Spartans with a 7-0 lead over Carnegie Mellon, and the defenses have taken over after that first series, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of offensive explosiveness from Case Western Reserve on the first drive, and you kind of just get a feel that that's the way that the game is going to go. But that's the beauty of football, in a sense that the game of football, it can really just change any time. But luckily, the Spartans have the touchdown and the Tartans do not.
Here's Alex Klein to start with it once again for Carnegie Mellon. Klein faking the handoff, throwing over the middle. That's caught across midfield for a first down, and once again, it's Prather. John Prather, second team All-UAA last year, the junior out of Olney, Maryland, with the reception.
Yeah, and in the early going, Alex Klein, when he has had time to throw and when he gets a good spiral behind his throws, I mean, he's looked pretty sharp. I mean, he's hit some receivers in stride, and they've had an effective pass offense thus far.
Hand off to Benger, bumps it out to the left, and with room to run, first down inside the 30.
Boy, the hole to the outside was just way too big that time. I mean, he ran into a brick wall, but luckily for him, it was some orange jerseys right there, and he had the agility and the lateral quickness to bust a move to the outside. That is what makes Ham Benger one of the best running backs in Carnegie Mellon history.
Doubles his rushing output with that one run. He had 18 total, as 20 on that run. And Klein's pass out to the left incomplete, not on the same page with John Prather.
You know, Andrew, just having a guy like Sam Benger back there, I think is going to make your quarterback so much better in a number of ways, because you have to load the box with an extra linebacker or 2 each time, and that's going to open things up deep down the field. I mean, a lot of the Spartans defensive players talked about it. You know, there's going to be some open passing lanes for Klein to work with just because of the running threat that Benger is.
Fake handoff, Klein, pass out to the left, and a flag coming on the incomplete pass. Nick Kwan going to get flagged on coverage there on Prather. He was all over him, and the Spartan faithful already know they don't like the call.
Well, I'll tell you what, and that official right there threw that flag out of his pocket at 100 miles an hour. Pretty easy call for the officiating crew to make.
Jerry Lavelle, the side judge. He's the one who threw the flag, and there's Jack Thorne giving us the indication we knew was coming. It was holding a Nick Kwan.
Yeah, and he had a very, very clear and concise look at that with 20/20 vision, happened right in front of him. So they're going to call that 10 times out of 10, and the Tartans are going to be the beneficiary of that on first down.
10-yard penalty puts it out to the 16-yard line, and first down. 7-0 Spartans, but Carnegie Mellon driving. 11 minutes left to go in the half. Benger up the middle and close to a first down again. Looks like he's got it at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and they brought an extra blocker right here at the front of the your screen right there. An extra blocker, extra tight end in there, and it worked to perfection right there, just winning the battle at the line of scrimmage that time, giving Benger room to work with, but the Spartans have a couple extra opportunities to make a stop here.
Score-saving tackle by Patrick Crossy, the freshman, out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is where Carnegie Mellon is. Handoff Benger, maybe got one. Ian Henderson helping out on that tackle, along with Alex Habib, second down.
And you know, Andrew, that's the second time in a row that Carnegie Mellon motioned the tight end, so it's a kind of a pretty good indicator that, okay, the running back is usually going to follow him. So I think that the Spartans, you know, as smart as they are, they picked up on that a little bit, and that's why they're able to stop that run for a 1-yard pickup.
Zach Cree usually will be that tight end. He's the inside man on a 3-wide set. Pass out to Cree, and it's a touchdown. Just got under Patrick Crossy, and Carnegie Mellon a PAT away from tying it.
Well, that was a really smart thing for Carnegie Mellon to do. They put so much emphasis on motioning Cree, and now they get him involved in the passing game. I mean, he had strong forearms to be able to hold on to that football all the way through his rolling motion, and that score makes it 1 point away from Carnegie Mellon tying it up.
They're bringing in a guy who does not miss point after touchdown attempts, Gabe Renna, 104 out of 108 in his career. Make that 105 for Gabe Renna to tie this ball game up. The 4-yard touchdown strike to Zach Cree from Alex Klein, and it's 7-7 between Case and Carnegie, under 10 to go in the half.
The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4-Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
It was a 7-yard drive by Carnegie Mellon to take it in for 6 plus the PAT. Alex Klein to Zach Cree to tie it up at 7. Tyler Coleman on the kickoff. Justin Fan gets it at the 14. Trying to reverse field, a flag on the play. And that one's coming back. Couple flags coming in. It's going to be a block in the back coming up against Andre Orantes, and so the Spartans will start further back than they would like after that kickoff.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the second flag came out quite a bit later than the first one did, so that might be an indicator that we have 2 penalties, but it looks like it's just going to be 1.
I think everybody saw that, and so that was why you got both flags coming in. They're going to spot the ball at the 9-yard line, inside the 9. So Case with a lot of field to go.
But definitely capable of going the distance. We've seen them do it before. They could definitely do it again.
Tie game at 7, not just on the scoreboard, but in terms of how we're viewing this game, it's been very even. There's a penalty that's going to set the Spartans back again. False start, not the way you want to start a drive, Eddie.
Well, and I'll tell you, the other thing is, you know, when you're playing in a situation like this where it's a win and you're in, you may have a tendency every now and then to get a little jumpy, to get a little excited. I mean, we've seen some uncharacteristic penalties and fumbles from the Spartans, so we can definitely see that playing a factor here in the first half.
Saw it from the very first drive. There's a handoff to Burke. Wrapped up, and Spartans again want a flag after Bartlett and company. It was a 3-man tackle, kept holding on to Burke after the whistle. Burke will get it out to the 6 on a 2-yard gain.
Spartans going to have to come up with something to try to get some extra breathing room here because of the pressure that Carnegie Mellon brings. I mean, they get a lot of sacks, and usually if you get a lot of sacks, you put yourself in a better position to try to block a punt. So the Spartans could use as much room here as they can get.
2nd and 11 to go, marker at the 19. Four wide set. Kuda looking over the middle to Fan. It's going to be caught for a first down. Fan past a tackler near midfield and out to the 43-yard line. Jelani Parrish on the tackle, eventually a 36-yard strike for a first down. And they're going again with Burke. Plunges ahead for a couple.
I'll tell you what, I got to say, I am really impressed by the way that Greg Debelak and the offensive coordinators and the receivers coach, they have really utilized Justin Fan and turned him into a solid number 2 option. I mean, originally he was just a special teams type of guy, but they have turned him into a legitimate target for Rob Kuda and company.
8:30 left to go in the half, tie game at 7. Spartans' 4th drive of the game. They pass over the middle, fumbled by Lynch, dropped the pass, incomplete. He had it and lost it. Second down turns into third down.
Well, Lynch has a couple of catches to his credit at this point in the game, but they have targeted him quite a bit. But, you know, unfortunately, Lynch has not been as effective as they would have liked him to be, but that one was just a drop.
Third down and 6 to go. Spartans' own 46-yard line. Kuda looking left, a little tall, but it's pulled down by Tulloch near the sticks, trying to stretch for it. It depends on the spot. And it is enough to move him. First down, Case Western Reserve.
And I think it was on the stretch where the first down came. I mean, he needed to get every inch of ground that he was able to get, but he wins the jump ball because he's 6'2", and then the forearms getting it across the plane of the first down marker.
4 wide again. Burke in the backfield. Handoff Burke up the middle. Pushing forward, first down again. First contact made by Jelani Parrish, and Burke kept going.
I bet the first thing that Rick Lackner told his defense was don't let him get into the secondary because he can beat you and bruise you.
Another short gain for Burke. The tackle made by Sam Rylowitz, the senior from Winfield, Illinois. Second down.
You know, with as long as the head coach, Rick Lackner, has been there at Carnegie Mellon, he's also been the defensive coordinator just about as long. I mean, he's been there forever, and defensively, I think he really put a lot of emphasis on containing Jacob Burke.
Rich Lackner, Terry Bodner have been there together as head coach and defensive coordinator, 31 years. Great tandem. Spartans running over him right now. Kuda out to the right, near the sticks. Spitali on the catch, might be a yard short. Tackle made by Aaron Watson, the senior corner from Centennial, Colorado. And they will call it a first down.
One thing that I know for sure has helped Rob Kuda this year is that Lynch really isn't the only target, the only reliable target that he can throw to. I mean, you've got Fan on one side, and you've got all kinds of weapons all over the place for Kuda to throw to. He's got a lot of choices as a quarterback.
Ball's on the 23-yard line, 6:30 left to go in the first half. And the ball is loose, but Kuda fell on it. Another botched handoff by the Spartans, and it's second down.
You know, we really haven't seen much of that all season long, so I'm guessing it's probably just a week 10 jitter type of thing. But yeah, an exchange on the handoff right there. A Tartan defensive lineman getting in the way of that and erupting that play. I think you give more credit to the defense there than you do to the offense.
Second and 13 from the 26. With the sun over the goalposts. Kuda stepping up with room to run. Kuda slides near the first down. I don't think he got it. They'll spot him just short at about the 15.
The pressure came from the defensive ends. They actually got pretty good penetration, forcing Kuda to step up in the pocket, and why not? I would say about 6 or 7 times out of 10, if Kuda steps up in the pocket and is forced to by the defense, he's going to take off and run. And that's exactly what happened right there as Kuda with another effective run. He himself is approaching a personal milestone for rushing yards as well.
They'll mark it at 3rd and 3. Jeffrey Brown Jr. comes in as the back. Tulloch, Fan, Lynch, and Spitali the wideouts. There's the handoff to Brown. Off tackle left on the sweep. And it's the senior safety, Samer Abdelmadi, with the stop and brings up 4th down. Abdelmadi and Jacob Bartel to set up 4th. See if the Spartans go for it or if they send out Ben Carniol to kick. So far, looks like Kuda is going to stay out. Timeout called by Greg Debelak. They will think it over. 4th down, the Spartans with a decision to make, up 7-0, under 5 to go in half number 1. Tie game at 7.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
So the Spartans are going to leave the offense on the field. Rob Kuda will set up from the 15-yard line in a tie game at 7. Shotgun snap, Aguilar, the lone man in the backfield, and 4 wide. Kuda dropping back, throwing a fade to Fan near the pylon, incomplete. Fan almost hauled it in. Coverage coming from Jacob Jansen, the safety, and a turnover on downs.
Well, I guess the silver lining in that play was it looked like Fan actually came down with a football, but he's still about a good 2, 3, maybe 4 steps out of bounds. You get another good look at it right here, but an excellent job of concentration by Fan. Not sure if he touched the pylon or not. That's actually a lot closer than we originally thought, but it looked like Fan did catch a little bit of the white chalk on that sideline there.
So Alex Klein starts over with it once again for Carnegie Mellon. The backup to start the year, but injuries to Brian Jangro, the starting quarterback, forced him into action. And off to Benger, goes nowhere. Injured twice was the starter Jangro in week 2 and week 5. Forcing Klein into duty, and he's done very well. 1-yard loss on that play, drops Benger to the 14. Klein looking far side, near the first down marker. It is complete but short to Matt Forjan, the senior from James Monroe High School in Virginia. Will bring up 3rd down. Spot the ball at the 24-yard line, 3rd and 1 to go. The sun at the backs of the Tartans. Under 4 left to play in the first half and a tie ball game at 7. Fake handoff, Klein will keep it and a lot of room up the middle. Flag flies as Klein goes down inside the 45. Patrick Crossy caught him from behind. A long gainer, but Laundry on the field.
A flag coming from the near side of the field, probably something close to the line of scrimmage. Never a good sign if you're an offense, we could say that much.
Here's Jack Thorne, the referee. Holding on the offense, and you're right. Not good news. The flag came from Jerry Lavelle. Bad news for Alex Klein. Great news for the Spartan defense. Sets up 3rd down again.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is pretty much a double whammy for Klein, because he was saving this play in his back pocket. I could tell. This is not a play that he would like to run very often, but when he does, it's a little bit of a changeup, and now he doesn't get to use it as it goes to waste thanks to that penalty. Now the Spartans will be more prepared for it the next time it happens also.
Not a running quarterback. Alex Klein, according to head coach Rich Lackner, really will only run when he has to scramble. Now they're going to figure out what they want to do on 3rd and 4 from their own 21-yard line. Spartans 7, Carnegie Mellon 7, 3:43 left to go in half number 1. And Eddie, these are a couple teams that have played tight today, but they are coming off of some dramatic wins last week. Look at what the Spartans did last week at Westminster. They were down 22-3 with under 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter, scored the last 23 points of the game with some dramatics defensively late. Carnegie Melon, similarly, down by a ton in the third quarter as well at Chicago. They were down by a score of 24-7, had to score the last 30 points of the game to win it. Kickstarter on the comeback, Sam Benger scampered for a 60-yard touchdown. Ensuing drive, Kyle Britton, the linebacker, intercepted Burke Moser for a school record 85-yard interception return for a touchdown. They went on to score a couple more courtesy of Benger and win that game. Neither team has to come back from quite so much yet. Spartans struck first on the touchdown by Spitali. Cree answered for Carnegie Mellon, tied at 7 in the waning moments of the first half. Pass out to the left, it's caught for a first down coming out of the timeout. So whatever they talked about, it worked out. John Prather on the catch.
Yeah, Klein and his offensive play caller definitely on the same page there. And I tell you what, he really has impressed in the early going. When he's got the room to throw, he's been able to hit his receivers in stride. He's got a very bright future ahead of him, just a sophomore.
Klein to Benger again. Off right tackle, and a gang comes to wrap him up to bring up second down. Remember, Case fans, you can stay up to date with the latest Case Western Reserve University athletic news online, athletics.case.edu. Download the Front Row mobile app. You can get text alerts, follow on Facebook, watch video on YouTube, and follow along live on Twitter at Case Athletics. Under 3 minutes left to play in the half. Second out and 12 from the 32-yard line for the Tartans. Tie game at 7. Klein drops back, pressure, and sacked. Down he goes, Cameron Brown with his 3rd.5 sack of the year.
I tell you what, he has really stepped it up big. Probably one of the most improved Spartan players that they have on defense. So that was all Cameron Brown coming straight after him right there, winning his matchup with the strong left tackle. And Andrew, it's been so impressive with Brown because he goes up against the weak side tackle, and that's usually your best offensive lineman, but he keeps winning battles, and he's got 3.5 sacks because of it.
3rd and 20 from the 24. Klein, and he's wrapped up again by Brown. Back-to-back sacks, and it's 4th down.
Well, he has been in pursuit of Alex Klein these last 2 plays, and he has come at him with muscle and strength. And I tell you what, that is one terrific pass rusher right there.
Timeout Spartans before they take over. It'll be a punt from Tyler Coleman. This is just about the spot where if you are Rich Lackner, you love having your junior punter, one of the best in the nation. A long of 57 yards this year. And as we mentioned earlier, ranked 6th in the nation in yards per punt. You need some field position here. Spartans have McKelvey and Fan set back inside their own 40 to receive. Coleman is pressed up against his own 5 to punt. 1:53 to go in the first half and a tie game at 7. Second punt of the day by Coleman. A little bit short, gets just past midfield to the 49. Not his best work, and the Spartans have pretty good field position with 1:47 left to go in a tie game nearing the end of the first half. So in just barely minus territory, they'll spot it at the 50 exactly, as a matter of fact.
And this is the best field position that the Spartans have had all afternoon long. They have an eternity with 1:47 left on the clock and a couple timeouts at their exposure.
Kuda dropping back, rolling out left, pass caught, first down, near side, out inside the 40. Will stop the clock. Justin Fan on the reception.
Another pass reception by Fan, and he does a smart thing, making the catch and getting out of bounds, stopping the clock, putting his team in good position for the next play, and moving the chains as well.
1:40 left and 1 timeout remaining for the Spartans. They took one right after Cameron Brown's second sack in a row set up 4th down. Now on first, Kuda tosses to Burke. Burke with a 1st down as well and pushed out of bounds at the 20.
Give a lot of credit to Rob Kuda there, putting the soft touch on this football. I think that if he rifles it right at his target, I think you might get a different reaction there, but he just threads the needle right there and puts it right on his man. And to cap it all off, you get out of bounds and stop the clock again for the 2nd time.
Still saving that timeout. 1:34 remaining, ball on the 20 and 1st down for Case. Tie game at 7. Burke the man in the backfield. Kuda, pressure coming from the DBs. Tossed over the middle. It's caught by Tulloch, and he dives forward inside the 15.
When,
2nd down and a couple to go.
Boy, and I tell you what, the pressure almost got to Rob Kuda. I mean, they had an uncontested blitzer from the right side, but Kuda picked up on it just in time.
Burke powering forward near the 1st down marker. Going to depend on the spot, and he will get it. Spotted on the 7-yard line, 1st and goal for Case. Burke again, the lone man in the backfield. 54 seconds remain in the half. Here's Kuda up the middle. Kuda keeps moving his feet, and the whistle blows it dead near the goal line.
And he went right behind his junior left guard, Ryan DeMarinis, number 72, throwing a big block, but they'll have to do it again.
35 seconds left to go. A handoff and not enough. Case may be calling a timeout. And they will. Spartans call their final timeout. The ball is going to be on about the 1-yard line. Deep in the sun on 3rd down. Spartans looking to punch it in at the end of the 1st half. Tie game at 7, 27 seconds left to go. See if Case can get on top in the waning seconds. Remember, Spartans received to start this ball game, so it'll be Carnegie Melon ball in the 2nd half.
And Andrew, to me, this is without a doubt 4-down territory right here. So if you go for it on 3rd and goal, you don't get it, you get right back to the line of scrimmage and try it again before the end of the half.
Spitali and Lynch on the far side, Fan and Tulloch on the near side as the wide receivers. Of course, Kuda is the quarterback. Jacob Burke in the backfield. 3rd and 1 from the 1. Trying to unknot the score. Kuda rolls away from pressure, still running. Can he get to the goal line? No, he's tripped up. Stanley Bickledge, and that'll set up 4th down and a kicking situation for Case. They got to get him out there quick. Ben Carniol will kick, and a flag flies. Looked like they were going to fake it. Eight seconds remaining.
Now Carnegie Mellon, they're going to get to make all sorts of substitutions, and the Spartans trying to rush the field goal unit on there, and
false start. And so that will negate the opportunity for the Spartans and set us off on a clock runoff to end the 1st half. The Spartans had to get the field goal unit out there quickly. They did, but a false start sends a flag onto the field and ends the 1st half with no points despite a pretty good drive by the Spartans. They'll enter halftime tied at 7 with Carnegie Mellon in Cleveland.